Welcome to Game Crunch, your weekly video game podcast. My name is Mike Anastasia. With me today we have Brandon.
Hello.
And we're here to talk about games and things.
Games and things.
Sure. I don't know. We're going to talk about things. Who knows? We'll see where it goes.
Can we move straight to what we were talking about before we started?
Oh yeah, things. You got to set up the premise for it.
Hi, we're going to talk about stuff we were looking for, to things that we wanted to get during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or games that are coming out soon that we want, or that sort of thing. Just Christmas gifts, that sort of deal.
Holiday things.
Holiday gifts, that sort of thing
Mm-hmm.
that we are interested in. We were having a little discussion right before we did our intro here, and wanted to go to that discussion because literally I've been sick with what felt like the flu for like the last week, even during Thanksgiving. So I've done nothing at all, just nothing. But I've thought about a lot of stuff. So, maybe,
that's good.
We could talk about that sort of thing. So that's where I'm at. There's a few things I've been looking into getting into, or games I've been looking into picking up. So there we go. And let's go with what you were talking about. You want a physical version of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle for Xbox Series S, but it just does not go on sale.
It just doesn't go on sale.
And I was saying, is there even a physical edition? Which I have now looked up for you. There is. There's a physical edition of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. However, the disc is one disc, and it doesn't have the entirety of the game on it, and it requires a 130 gigabyte download that you have to do, otherwise the game won't even start. So even with the physical edition of it, you have to still download 130 gigabytes, otherwise it just doesn't play.
Okay.
So that could be part of the reason why it just doesn't go on sale, because there's just not that many copies, because Microsoft doesn't want there to be that many copies. Because it seems like they really want people to only play this game through digital, because 130 gigabyte required download in order to play is kind of fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot. Or maybe I should buy the digital version on sale then.
At this point, I would do that. Or, that's what I would do. It's just kind of... I mean, you could also wait for the Switch 2 edition, which will be physical, but is that physical, or is that game keycard? And do you care?
Well, that one I would just get a digital, because everything on my Switch I get digital.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so I don't want to deal with this fucking guy.
I was gonna say the digital copy on the Xbox store right now is $48, I think.
Yes, that is correct. And actually, the digital premium version's on sale for $60.
Nice.
So $12 more, but that includes the DLC, which is like $35.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so that alone might make it worth it.
Yeah.
So it's only on sale for one more day. So I will have to think
heavily
about it.
Think about that one then.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess I did play a little bit, but I only played Ark. I've only been playing Ark Raiders, and I only play a little bit of it, and then I'm done. Mostly because I've been sick, like I said. But talking about things that I was looking at on sale that I was interested in picking up. There's a few things. So like one, I kind of want to get either a Switch 2 version or a Steam version of Persona 3 Reload.
Okay.
I'm leaning towards the Switch 2 edition because...
Even though it's horrible?
I don't know how bad it is, and I have to look into it.
I've heard abysmal.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I still have to figure out like what's going on.
Take a look. I was so turned off by people's comments on it that I was like, nope, I'm not even going to consider this unless there's a patch. And I mean, it's not like I have like high standards. You know this.
Yeah,
yeah. So I don't remember exactly what the issue is, but it was bad enough that I was like, So yeah, take a look. I think you'll be disappointed.
I don't know. You're probably right. Some people say it's really bad stuttering, but this was a month ago. I don't know. I'll have to check and look at it. So yeah, that sucks. I just kind of wanted to play that game, on the go or in bed or something. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
And people were like, there's no reason for this game to be like this. They're like, it's very
Mm,
clearly bad optimization.
I
Um,
will say this, right? Just so you know, it does
mhm.
have baked in ray tracing. I know that for a fact. So that could be part of the reason.
Could be.
Because it had problems on the Steam Deck as well when it first launched.
Oh,
And I don't
yeah.
know if it still is that way because I haven't checked. But yeah, when it first launched on Steam Deck, it was not good. It was actually fairly bad with lots of stutters and other such things because of baked in ray tracing.
Mhm.
So yeah, interesting. Not sure
Yeah.
though how it is. So that's something I'd have to look into. Like I said, that's like it's a, it's a JRPG, you know, and it's one where there's a lot of grinding. And although it is one
Mhm.
of my favorites, you know, I would like to play it like, you know, just as a handheld game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it is a
Mhm.
JRPG. So there's that. But I'd have to fully look into it, see if it ever got any patches or if it just doesn't matter, um, or just ignore it. Ignoring it might be a good idea. Just buy it on Steam, I guess, and play it on my computer. I don't know. It doesn't
Uh,
matter.
you
But
got options.
yeah, I've got some options. Yeah, a few other things that I was looking at, which
Mhm.
these actually haven't come out yet.
Mhm.
But Let It Die Inferno looks like it would be a lot of fun.
Mhm.
It's a game that is the sequel to Let It Die, and also sort of the sequel to that game that got canceled after 3 months called Deathverse. If you remember that, that was all weird Suda 51 world nonsense, which the world of Let It Die is actually one of the games that um, Travis Touchdown plays in No More Heroes, and it's all kind of connected that way. It's very weird. I don't really know how to explain it, but yeah, Let It Die Inferno appears to be an extraction roguelike with PvP and PvE. So that's weird, but it sounds interesting and it sounds wacky enough that I'm kind of interested in it. But I'm holding off to see how that one ends up being. I do want to pick up Blueprints. I've told you about this game, I believe. Um, Blueprints is that puzzle game where you're building the world around you, and you have to solve like in sort of like escape room esque things, solve
Mhm.
puzzles, but also it's kind of got like a board game aesthetic sort of to it as well. And that's gone on sale for like $20, so $10 off because it was a $30 game. So there's that. Anything else you are thinking about picking up at this moment in time, or that you were looking into?
Um, Trying to think. I feel like there was one. I mean, it not. I. Even after a discussion last week, I still kind
Hmm.
of like it's not going to be on sale, but I still kind of
Hmm.
like, oh, that Kirby Air Ride. I'm considering it more.
Kirby Air Riders,
Um,
just the game.
yeah,
I,
yeah.
Same. Uh,
So I kind of, have considered that. I mean, obviously, Metroid Prime 4 comes out
yeah, I already
on
got that bought though.
Thursday.
That's a done deal.
Yeah, so that's all set there.
Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to think. I don't think game wise, not really. I
Hmm.
have kind of like considered another TV on
Okay.
that side of things. I didn't tell you this, but the TV that I talked about on the podcast that we had just gotten a couple months ago, like instantly broke.
What
So,
the fuck? What brand was it?
um, I don't even know. It was some cheap Android TV. I remember the brand
Ah,
began with an H. But it was like DJ's parents, and they had it for a few years, and they upgraded to a new TV. They gave it to us, and then it worked for like a month, and then we went to go turn it on one day, and it just was like, nah, not anymore. It's like I'm done. Uh, And that was it. That was the end. It
stress.
just would blink, and I did the online check on kind of what people said, and they're basically like, "Yep, if it's blinking like this, it means one of two things. It either
High
means
sense.
there's yes, that's the one.
And there it is. Yeah.
Yep." And they're like,
Yep.
"It's either an issue with the backlight, which I could see that the TV backlight was
That's a
working fine."
that's a motherboard issue.
Yep, and that's what they said. They
Yep.
said if it's not that, then
Yep.
it's the motherboard issue, and God bless. And I was like, okay, so TV went right in the trash. That was
Yep.
unfortunate. Yeah.
I know
Granted, it was
exactly
free.
what you mean. I've seen that
Yeah.
happen way too many times. I know exactly what you're talking about. I would recommend, right,
Mm-hmm.
actually buying a cheaper TV because those
Mm-hmm.
same motherboard issues happen with those more expensive TVs as well.
Oh,
I've had it happen with LGs before, and LGs are like the brand, but I
yeah.
find LGs to actually be faulty way more often. Samsungs are good. I would legitimately recommend just get like a Panasonic 4K, like a big one,
Mm-hmm.
or a TCL 4K, like a
Mm-hmm.
big one of that, or a Roku, because or Philips, I guess. Any of those, because they are the
Yeah.
lower end brands, but you can get
Mm-hmm.
a bigger size and more bells and whistles, like fucking OLED, for instance, for
Yeah.
less money than you could get a inferior version of one of the like big name brands like Sony or Samsung. If you have more money to spend, Sony's going to be my recommendation. Sony literally does everything right that isn't the PlayStation. So that's kind of where I stand when it comes to Sony. Like their sound bars, amazing. Their audio quality for like headphones and stuff are phenomenal. Anything Sony is very, very good. Like their cameras, their TVs, all of that stuff. It's great. It's just really weird that they can't like continue to bring the same quality to PlayStation. Like, just stop making games that cost $500 billion fucking dollars, and that way we only see them once every fucking 3 millennia. I like go back to
Yeah.
you know
Exactly.
go back to what you were good at. Give us shit like we had with the fucking I don't know, like Shadow of the Colossus and stuff like that. Let things that used to be smaller teams do things and do really cool things like you did with Astrobot. Astrobot was fucking phenomenal. Do more of that, That way we can get more games. I don't think Sony released a game this year. I'm trying to think of one and I cannot.
I mean, their output this generation has been horrific. It's like what, one game at most a year, pretty much.
What
Like,
did they release this year? Oh, they released Death Stranding 2, which again isn't Sony, and they also released Ghost of Yotei, which again isn't Sony. But both of those games, at least one of them I know is good, and the other one I know is supposed to be very good. So I mean, just do something, please, Sony. That's all I ask. Anyway, moving on from that, yeah, their TVs are really good if you want to spend a lot of money, but if you want to spend more like a little, use the brands I told you. They're more throwaway brands. They're brands that people don't tend to care about, and they'll last you like 3 to 5 years. But by that time, there's gonna be cheaper and better TVs anyway, so it doesn't
yeah, newer,
matter,
cheaper TVs.
So it doesn't fucking matter. So Philips, Panasonic, Roku, TCL. There you go. Do those. Stay away from Vizio. Vizio is very cheap and somewhere in the middle of all of these TVs, but I have literally every single time I bought a Vizio TV, the backlight dies. It just dies, and I don't know why. I think it's just
I
a
think one of
common
my
issue
TVs
they
is
have.
a Vizio TV. Is that the Best Buy brand?
I don't know. Let me see. Is Vizio a Best Buy brand? No, no.
Okay. I can't remember what
It
the other
says it's a
TV is.
brand owned by Walmart, bought in 2024. What?
Oh, maybe.
Walmart acquired Vizio for $2.3 billion in 2024.
Oh, geez.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Is TCL a Walmart? I thought this was a Walmart brand. No, it's not. It's an independent Chinese electronic company. Okay, cool. Yeah, just buy a TCL or a Roku or a Philips or Panasonic. There you go.
Yeah, just something cheap with decent picture. Got it.
Exactly. And like I said, you could get a better version, like the things you're going to pay like 500, 600, 700, up to $1,000 for, like the OLEDs from LG and Samsung. You're going to pay significantly less for a bigger size from those other brands I just named.
Yeah.
Because the
No,
brand
that's good.
the brand, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the brand name, the brand itself is what you're paying for when you buy a Sony, LG, or a Samsung. Like that,
Mm-hmm.
that's just the truth.
Yeah.
And I don't even think LG's good anymore. So if you buy a Samsung or a Sony, you're paying for the brand name. But if you buy the
Mm-hmm.
others, you can pay for the quality instead. So whatever. Good.
Yeah.
There you go. Get that.
Uh-huh.
But also I heard the 120 hertz mode of Metroid Prime 4 is very good. So I
Yeah, I didn't get
highly
a chance.
recommend try to find something that can do that for Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch the Digital Foundry review, but I heard it was glowing, at least like on a
It,
performance.
on a
Mhm.
performance standpoint, it seems that like they agree that it's the best game that's been put out on the Switch 2 so far.
Mhm.
Like it holds 120 hertz the entire time. Like
Oh,
does not
nice.
drop.
Mhm.
They stated now that there is a caveat with that. Technically, it will lose 1 frame when out in the desert. But that
Okay.
is the only time they could ever make it drop, and they didn't even realize it until they look back at the metrics.
Oh, wow.
So, so, and
That's
it's the
pretty
same
impressive.
in the 60 hertz mode as well. So it drops to 59 in the desert,
Okay,
but
so just something specific in the
it's like
desert.
literally for like 2 seconds and then gone back up to 60.
Uh-huh.
So like, don't know why. But they said that was the only time they were ever able to get the game to drop in frame rate in either of the modes when it was locked. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna
Be
be playing
exciting.
with mouse mode,
Mhm.
um, with the 120 hertz on my big 32-inch monitor. That's my plan for this game. I've already got my Switch hooked up to it right now.
Oh, nice. All ready to go.
It's literally where I'm sitting right now. Like I just take my mouse, put it to the side of me, grab my Joy-Con, and put it where my mouse was on its mouse pad. So
Oh,
that's all I gotta
easy
do.
peasy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. I'm very excited for that game. I've already got that
Yeah.
bought and ready. I got it installed too because it preloaded itself yesterday. It was like, you have no more space on your console, and I was like, I need to fix that. So I did.
I know I have to keep on removing old games from my Switch. I ran out of space so fast already.
What'd you remove?
So, this time it was Tales of Symphonia. As
Hmm.
I think my most recent game on my hit list.
Hmm.
So there's a couple games like that I've been kind of like my my like rule of thumb basically is Switch One games got to go first. So if it's a
Hmm.
Switch
Hmm.
One game, those are like top priorities to me. I would much rather have space on my Switch
Oh, of course.
Two for Switch Two games. So if it's something like that, as long as I'm not actively playing it, I'm just like there and just gone.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, ideally, hopefully someday in the future they'll come back and get bigger cards because I would definitely buy a bigger one to get more stuff back on there again. But
Hmm.
we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So so far, so it's the pickings are getting harder and harder because the big stuff is like, I mean, I think the biggest game on my Switch 2 right now is Hyrule Warriors,
Yeah.
the new one, because it's like 42 gigs or whatever ridiculousness.
Hmm.
And then after that, I think it's like Metroid, then like Smash Brothers. Like Smash Brothers takes up a ridiculous amount of space.
You know what
Um,
takes up 21.9 gigabytes?
huh.
Mario Kart World. I dropped that motherfucker like a lead balloon so I could get Metroid Prime on.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, there's that. But then you look at stuff too, like there's so much other stuff that's just like much more well optimized.
Hmm.
Like Donkey Kong Bonanza's like nothing. It's like smaller than
Oh
some
yeah,
Switch One games. Um, so it's pretty wild the disparity between some of the releases in terms of sizes. Um,
yep.
so yeah, there's that. Metroid reviews did start coming out today too, and those have been kind of people are losing their shit for no reason.
Yeah, I
Um,
saw that we got like some people that were giving it like 8s, and people were like, "Oh my god, the game's garbage!" After waiting 8 years, it's garbage because it got an 8, and it's like, I don't know, man. I also don't trust anything reviewers say anymore. So what do I fucking care, you know?
exactly. Well, I mean, I look at it two different ways. Eight's not a bad score. There are plenty of
Yeah,
great games that are eights, so
yeah.
not a bad thing. And that seems to be about kind of where the average is hovering. But also, B, like, I honestly think that, like, if Metroid Prime 2 came out today, there's no way that game's getting the same score that it got like 15 years ago or whatever the fuck it
So
was.
so here's the thing about Metroid Prime 4,
Hmm.
and like its score that's going on right now. Um there are some outlets that are like, yeah, it's like a 3 out of 5, or a 3 point something out of 5, and
Yeah,
that's a low score because most of the other stuff are being scored an accurate of out of 10.
yeah.
So it's getting hit really hard in those outlets with like fives and sixes and stuff.
Hmm.
And then, I mean, but if you read those same reviews, it sounds like those outlets actually think it deserves that. But then again, those same outlets, Cough Eurogamer, have constantly given low scores to get people to click on their reviews. So I don't even know how much you can trust some motherfucker like that, because they've already proven that they're untrustworthy with other reviews that they've given. So
Yeah, exactly. And like I don't know, like I said, at the end of the day, it all depends on, how much you're gonna like it. I would say at least the content of the reviews that I saw were pretty favorable. Even if,
yeah,
even if the score was not like, 10 out of 10, like they had some legitimate criticism that
hmm,
honestly is reasonable. Um,
yep.
so that's kind of one piece of it, but they also I thought they were kind of well thought out. And like I said, honestly, I think like if people are like, well, it scored lower than Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, but if Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3 came out today, like they would also be scored lower. Like
One
this
wouldn't.
is a lot has
One
changed.
one wouldn't. One proved itself that it wouldn't, because we got the Metroid Prime remastered, and that thing still scored incredibly high.
Yeah, Metroid Prime 1 is probably the most solid of the three. But Metroid Prime 2 has lots of issues. Actually it's good segue into
I
what I've been
don't even
playing.
remember Metroid Prime 2, and I have no way of playing Metroid Prime 2. I mean, I guess I
Let's talk
do
about it then.
technically, but
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. No, Metroid Prime 2, so having finished it now again for the first time in like I don't know how many years. Um yeah, there's lots of like my nostalgia glasses I think are pretty well intact with it for that game because I always kind of definitely thought it was the least favorable of the series. But there's lots of reasons for it. It's like it's a needlessly punishing game. Like you're always losing health when you're in the Dark World. The
Mm,
Dark World's not very um enjoyable to explore for the most part because of those reasons. Even
okay,
when you're in the end of the game,
but
there's
like
that.
that's a thing in. I'm sorry. Never mind.
That's the thing in what?
I was gonna say that's a thing in the the Hades 2, which came out this year, where when you're in like this one other world, you are taking health damage the entire time as well. So I'm sitting here and I'm curious just how bad it is in Metroid Prime, and like, I
Well,
mean Metroid Prime
before you
2.
get the first upgrade, like it's pretty devastating. When you get the second suit, like you drain like at a decent clip, but it's not so bad. Like when I had the first suit, there definitely was moments where I'm like, I just missed dying by like a millisecond. Like literally, like I'm down to like 5 health, and I just happen to get into one of the late fields, and then I'm like saved.
Okay, that's kind
Uh,
of wild.
yeah, because sometimes it all depends on the spacing for those things, kind of where the enemies are.
Hmm.
That. When I got the second suit, wasn't as much an issue, but like what ends up happening though is like, yeah, you're going around exploring, then all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, you're down like 3 energy tanks. All right. I'm like, well, let me not pause the game, but let me set down the controller and just let it sit here in this light field so I could rejuvenate my health for like 5 minutes. And before I go on
That
the game. The
just
game's
sounds garbage.
yeah, there's a lot of sitting around and waiting. Like that's one issue. The bosses for the GameCube version were not well balanced.
Hmm.
So that was another issue. I was playing on the Wii version, so that wasn't as much of an issue. I didn't really run into those there, but definitely something that was there. Um, but I think when I was thinking about it, I think my kind of like thought about the game was the game Metroid Prime 2 it's enjoyable to explore, but it's horrific to traverse. And what I mean by that is like, hey, you're in a room. Oh yeah, there's these puzzles and there's these different things. Okay, that's fun to kind of solve that out and piece that together and see what's going on. Like that, I don't mind. But what happens though is that the game's like, all right, you're in the bogs now, but the next upgrade you need is back in the wastes. So you gotta go back to the hub area, then you gotta go back to the waste area. You gotta go and get the item, then you gotta go back to the bog area or back to the hub area, and then back to the bog area again. And then you go and do that, and it's just like it's not there's not really how do I put it? Like Metroid Dread, for example, or like the 2D Metroids. I feel like there's a lot more signaling of kind of like, okay, you need this upgrade and you just got this upgrade, so maybe you should go back here and explore. But Metroid Prime 2 doesn't really have that. It has kind of like lots of obtuse things. Some of the power-ups you get are not things that are necessarily reflected on the map. So you
Okay.
kind of have to, and what I mean by that is like, so like if you get like a missile upgrade, like yeah, you can see that it's a red door. It's like, okay, I know I can use this. My missile's on this red door and get through it now. So there's that. But if you get something like the space jump, um, you don't know where those are. There's nothing in there that's going to point that out to you. You have to know which rooms you needed it in. And the only way you're going to do that is by going back through the whole way again. And then on top of it, I think the most egregious thing is, and I didn't really even like think about this until I was doing it again. The end key, like the key collection, like collecting the artifacts in Metroid Prime 1 is, and I don't think this is arguable. I think it's definitive. Is definitively the worst part of Metroid Prime 1. Like that
Okay.
is a huge pacing issue, and it just kind of like throws off the entire momentum that you have with Metroid Prime 1. Um
Okay.
and because really, when you think about like things like that, like I was actually, it's kind of funny because I commented on a post on Reddit about this, and I actually got a decent amount of likes when I said this. Because one person was like, I guess in one of the reviews for Metroid Prime 4, someone was like, hey, there's some pacing issues. And someone was like, well, Metroid games don't have pacing issues. It's all you bring it on yourself. And it's just because you don't know where you're going and you get lost and then you kind of wander around. But if you know where you're going, it's
Mm,
pretty easy. And I was like, I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm like the key stuff between the Metroid Prime games is actually a pacing issue because for those you already have all of your upgrades. And even though the keys that you need are in areas that you already were through, but for one reason or another, they don't let you collect them the first time through there. They make you wait until you get all the upgrades or most of the upgrades, and then you have to backtrack through to that area and get them. And that's if hopefully if you did all the scans, you might have a hint to where it is. If not, then God bless, because you unless you use the internet, you're gonna have to go through and scan the entire fucking game again and figure out where the artifacts are and then go back and get it. And that's not fun. Um and that's really that's the problem with Metroid Prime 1, but it's like 10 times worse than Metroid Prime 2 because a lot of the stuff, there's a lot of the artifacts you can get in Metroid Prime 1 if you know as you're going through. I want to say maybe it's like somewhere around half, I think, that you can get on your first like traversal through if you know what you're doing.
hmm
But with Metroid Prime 2, not the case. Most of the stuff needs like high end upgrades, like end of the game upgrades for no reason. Like a lot of them need like the light suit. Because they're like, oh, let's go hide the key in this water. Ha ha ha. That's like super deadly before you can get the light suit. Um, yeah, not fun. Not fun to go back through and do that. And also, too, in the dark world's not fully connected. Like you cannot always go from point A to point B entirely in the dark world. Sometimes you have to go start in the dark world, then go back to the light world, and then go back to the dark world. And each one of those has like a 1 minute like downtime while you're going back and forth between them.
Mm.
Um, honestly, like it's a good game, but it's not like there's a lot of fucking issues with it. So I mean I think like if I was gonna go back through and review that game today, I probably would review it around an 8. Like there's lots of bullshit with it. Or lower, honestly.
I was gonna
But
say that
I
sounds
feel like
like a 6 to me. What you're describing.
Yeah, like but that's the problem. Like it's like things like, oh, but the boss battles are fun and the traversal's fun. And but then again, like a lot of the enemies, especially in like the last area of the game, like it's not like the space pirates are like, all right, here's a couple blasts with my, my arm cannon and then some missiles, goodbye. Like a lot of them are like, okay, well, to kill this one, you have to go into morph ball mode and then ram it with the boost ball and then do this charge shot and like, and then, but then if your timing's off, then you got to start over again, and it's like, no.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, but it's like it's fun, it's fine. But definitely it leaves some desires there, I would say.
Hmm.
But I mean, it definitely is better on the Wii version if you're gonna play it. I think it would be. I do hope this. Like I said, I think last week, like this game is a prime example of a game that would do well with a remaster. Like, and I don't think it needs like a huge graphical remaster. Like, I think on that side of things, really just kind of like the Mario Galaxy treatment that they just did. Like, you know, give it a nice res boost, update some of the textures, definitely give like Samus like a polygon and texture upgrade. Like that would be great. That's probably but then it needs some quality of life stuff too. And that's really that's the bigger point, just to kind of like flesh out some of that stuff. Even getting back through to like save rooms is a pain in the ass. Like they're so spread out. It gets frustrating. So there's that. So when I did finish the game though, I did play a little bit of Metroid Prime 3. And at this point, I'd realized I was not going to finish it, so I did not play that much of it. Um, but I went through the first intro area, and that was so refreshing. Like it was so much nicer to get through the area, and kind of go through because it honestly, Metroid Prime 3 is a really fun like intro section where you start out on the ship and then it's attacked by the space pirates and then they're trying to attack the planet and you run down there and you're trying to like activate the missile defense systems to stop them from coming. It's a blast. That's a lot of fun. And I think that section's honestly more enjoyable than almost the entirety of Metroid Prime 2.
Hmm.
So there's that. The other thing that I played this week, well, two things, I suppose. So, because I realized I wasn't going to finish Metroid Prime 3 in any way,
Hmm.
shape, or form before Metroid Prime 4 comes out, I decided to shift gears in a different way. And so I started another Metroid game that I know I should be able to finish. And that game is Metroid Prime Federation Force.
Why are you doing this to yourself?
That game's not bad. That game's probably like the most unfairly hated game for no well, I understand why people hate it, but it's really not that bad. It's pretty decent. I really like it. It actually kind of made me sad that they like I think actually Next Level Games probably could have made a decent like Metroid Prime on the 3DS if they wanted to.
Hmm.
But no, it's interesting. It's a you know what it is. It's a squad-based shooter for the 3DS. At this point, the online's dead, but so I'm just playing like single player with like AI bots, and that's fine. But it's interesting mission structures. They're pretty quick to get through. There's like 20 missions, and it kind of sets up the story for Metroid Prime 4, because it really has to do with like the Silex stuff and how that all comes about. So that's really fun. But like I said, I really enjoy it. It's just kind of you play as like a Federation trooper. You kind of like the missions are about 10 minutes long. Um, it plays very similarly to Metroid Prime, except you don't turn into a morph ball. You still have kind of like a gun cannon thing on your because you're playing as like a mech suit. There's all that going on, but it's kind of it's interesting because it kind of expands the story of like the Metroid stuff. You really can see what the Federation's doing, and kind of how they interact with the space pirates, and Samus kind of on the side as well. So
Hmm.
um, I've been enjoying that. Basically, as you go through missions, you get like upgrades, like mods, and those give you like different things like take 20% less damage, or your power shot does 20% more damage, or missiles are more effective, like those kind of things. And you can equip those and kind of go in and out. And yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of fun. And actually it controls like really fucking nice on the 3DS. Because it uses uses a mix of uh the control scheme is very similar to Metroid Prime on the GameCube,
Okay.
except it supplements itself with the gyro controls. So, um, you kind of walk and strafe with the circle pad, use the R button to aim, use the L button to lock on, and then you can like fine tune your aim with the gyros. Works really nicely. It's really easy to aim. Much better than I think any other third person or third or first person shooter that I played on the 3DS. Like it works really well. But I really enjoy it. Like I said, I think this game's just very much hated because people wanted a new Metroid game when it was announced, and this was exactly the game that they did not want. This came out like along with its buddies Chibi Robo,
Oh,
Ziplash,
the
and Animal
Skeleton Laws
Crossing.
trilogy.
Yeah, Animal Crossing, the board game thing.
Yeah.
That also pissed everyone off.
It was
So it
Amiibo
really came out,
Festival?
huh?
Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival? What? No, what the fuck
Yes,
was it
that's the one.
called?
I couldn't think of
That's
what the
it?
subtitle was. Yeah. Um, but yeah, that stuff pissed everyone off, and it just came out at the wrong time. And really, honestly, I think if people really gave it a fair shake, they actually probably would have
Do you
enjoyed it a
think
lot more than they did.
Ziplash would actually be good if people
No,
gave it
not
a fair
Ziplash.
shake?
I
Oh,
played
okay.
Ziplash before.
Okay.
Ziplash is a very mediocre at best platformer. I mean, it's fine.
Mm.
But it's not Chibi Robo. It's not a great platformer, and yeah, it's kind of. I feel the same way kind of about that Pikmin 3DS game. Like, yeah, it's fine. Like Hey Pikmin, I think is what it was called.
I see.
But really, just it misses the bar on that side of things.
Hey you,
So
Pikmin?
yeah, like hey, yeah, something like that.
Hey you, Pikachu?
Whatever they want to call it this particular day. The only thing I had to talk about this week too was
It is just Hey Pikmin with an exclamation point. All right.
that's what I thought. I thought it was just like Hey Pikmin. But yeah, the only other thing that I really kind of delved into this week was Hyrule Warriors, which I've talked about a bit. The only other thing I really kind of want to add here was like I 100%ed it, which is surprising. Because I know you've played Hyrule or not Hyrule. I would just say like Dynasty Warrior games, Muso games.
Yes,
Um,
I love Muso games.
yes. How easy is it to 100% those games?
It's not.
Exactly. That's why I'm so surprised by this, and that's why I decided to bring it up. Like I finished everything. Everything is done. Every challenge is done. Every like upgrade is done. Like I have nothing left to do in the game. I'm just like, okay, this
That's
is
weird.
very
That
strange.
that seems like there wasn't that much content unless you just played a lot.
I mean I think so. If you remember last week, I think it was about 50-ish hours.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when they're like, "Oh, the content update's coming out this week." Yeah, it did, and I finished it, all of it. It's all
Jesus
done.
Christ.
Yeah, I didn't put that much extra time into it. Maybe it was like an extra hour of content.
What?
Yeah.
That doesn't
No,
sound
but
right.
no, I will say so. Like, and I'm bitching about this. I know, I realize this, listeners. I'm bitching about this. I will say though, I'm very satisfied with this game. I'm very satisfied with the amount of time that I spent in this game. I'm just surprised. I'm like, I have nothing else
This
to do.
is probably the one game for Switch 2 that I want that I won't be buying because I'm not going to buy it at full price. And also, I can't see myself spending that much money. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's fair. I will say though,
but it
excellent
is
game.
one I want so bad.
Yeah,
So
I do highly recommend it. I think it's a great time. I think especially if you're gonna, put the time into a Muso game, like you should get a good 40 hours, 40 plus hours out of it, especially if you want to do a lot of stuff.
that's on
Like
the
I said, I
low
got to
end,
60.
honestly. If I like
Huh?
look at, I said that's like a low end amount of time for a Muso game. I'm actually gonna look at something real quick. How long to beat, and then I want to check the newest Dynasty Warriors because that came out this year. Also, not many people know that the new Dynasty Warriors came out this year.
Yeah.
88 hours to complete that. Okay.
For Hyrule Warriors?
No, the new Dynasty Warriors that came out this year.
Oh.
And this is Hyrule Warriors. So the first one was 222 hours.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Holy shit. The definitive edition was 362. That is insane.
Yep, not surprised.
Age of Calamity was 76.
Yeah, so I put over 100 hours in Age of Calamity. And I don't think I finished everything on it. And that's including the DLC. Like I said, this one, my play time has 50 hours, and it says that I did not. But even like Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, I put
The
over
one you
60 hours
played
in.
says
Hyrule
completionist is
Warriors on the Wii
51
U,
hours, which is the
70
lowest amount.
hours. Yeah. Hyrule
So,
Warriors Legends on the 3DS, 70 hours.
yeah, 150 hours for that one. Yeah, these are all long games, but
Yeah.
this one's the shortest out of all of them.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah. And there's supposed to be, like I said, there's supposed to be more like
Man, I want to buy all of them. I want to have Definitive Edition, Age of Calamity, and Age of Imprisonment on my Switch too. That's what I want. That's my goal by the end of the
They're
year.
excellent. Yeah, I highly recommend all three of them.
I mean, I love the original. The original was fucking fantastic. I never played Age of Calamity. I just didn't. And then Age of Imprisonment looks fucking awesome. But yeah, I haven't done that one yet either. Obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I said I think they're all fantastic. I had a great time with them. I would recommend any of them. I was just surprised by it. I'm like, wow, I'm done. I'm like, I have
It's
nothing
kind of
else to do.
it's the lowest amount out of all of them. So
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy.
So yeah, that's pretty surprising.
But I am curious how low the other amount was before you got the DLCs. I don't know. And I don't feel like
Age of Calamity.
Mm-hmm.
Or are you talking about just regular Hyrule Warriors?
Just like Hyrule Warriors, the original. Because remember there was like 2 DLC packs.
Yeah, so there was.
Or was it more? I don't remember. It was a lot.
Because there was, well, like I said, I put 70 hours on the Wii U one. I think the first DLC pack may have come out on that, but I don't think all of the content came out for it. And then I still put 70 hours into the 3DS one, and then I still put 70 hours into the Definitive Edition on the Switch.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I usually put 140 hours in that game. 140? No, 70 times 3, 200 some hours. I never finished it, but it's probably because I replayed it 3 fucking times. So, but yeah, I'm not even remotely close to finishing all this. There's so much shit in that game. I don't even know if I've unlocked all the characters in that game. Like, that's how much shit there is. Yeah, so it's an excellent game.
This might be the shortest of the. This might be the shortest of the Switch Warriors games.
Oh, probably. I wouldn't be. I bet both the Fire Emblems, I bet, are even longer too.
Oh, they are. Yeah, they're like hundreds of hours.
Yeah. So
wait, hold on. 135 hours for 3 Hopes, and what was the other one called?
Just Fire Emblem Warriors.
And that is 213.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I also didn't beat all the stuff on that one either. I know, actually, that one I know for sure I didn't do all the DLC on.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even think I bought the DLC for that one.
I might play 3 Hopes because Katie owns that.
It was good. There's lots to do there.
Yeah, I want to play a Warriors game right now for some reason. Like, my brain just says, just play a Warriors game.
Yeah, just fuck some stuff up. Yeah, so there's that. Yeah, I think that's all I've been playing. I don't think I have anything else that's kind of relevant.
Okay, I don't have anything game-wise relevant, but I want to share my newest fixation that I've been looking into and that I haven't done yet because it will be a lot of money and I'm not doing it yet. Okay, so I kind of want to get into vinyl.
Like records?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's very expensive, though, so I'm kind of like
a
little hesitant. But also, I did see recently, and this is the reason why it was something I was interested in. There was a bunch of video game soundtracks that were on sale on vinyl, like really cheap, like crazy cheap. So let me see, like Grease. If you remember that game I talked about a while ago, it was an indie game, has some really good music. That one.
For some reason, I thought you were talking about like the movie, like Grease.
No.
Like, you're the one that I want.
No, not that one. But yeah, it was $5 for the vinyl over the weekend of that game's soundtrack. It is crazy. And then they put out an Elden Ring vinyl that's like $90, but it's 5 vinyl records. There were some for like Guild Wars 2 and other games that had vinyls that were like crazy good. There was some like cover vinyls where they did like the soundtrack of like Kingdom Hearts, and then there was like a whole vinyl of Nier that was called the Nier Glory for Mankind vinyl, and it was like $20-something. It's back to $60 now, but like $20 for a Nier vinyl, that's kind of fucking sick, you know?
Yeah. There's a lot more games that are doing vinyls. I saw. Actually, I saw that they're releasing like Tears of the Kingdom vinyl.
Dude, I was in. So it's not not game vinyls, right, this time, but I was in Walmart the other day, and I
Uh-huh.
saw a bunch of artists. I mean, a shit ton of artists that I never thought I would see in Walmart that had vinyls on, like, just on the racks, and I was like, "What the fuck is this shit?" So, some of the artists that I like are like Tool and Tyler the Creator, which both of those. Tool wasn't there, but I did see another one of my favorite artists, which is System of a Down.
Mhm.
And System of a Down had vinyls, and so did Tyler the Creator. But Tyler the Creator had vinyls of like his old albums, which I didn't even know they had vinyls for, like Cherry Bomb and shit like that. That's a
Uh-huh.
much older album, like when he was much younger and everything, and it's a much more experimental and fucking weird album. And they had like vinyls of it just sitting in Walmart, and I was like, what the fuck? First of all, this is cool because I really like the art of it, and second of all, it's like $20. I was like, I kind of want this.
Yeah, there's a lot of just random stuff that's getting vinyls too. I
Oh
know
yeah,
last
I found
year.
the game one that I was talking about, so I'm just gonna put it in general. Look at all these fucking vinyls; they are crazy. There's like a
Yeah.
whole Majora's Mask remix and like Hollow Knight original soundtrack and Ninja Turtles, like multiple different Ninja Turtles, and the entire Persona 3 Reload soundtrack. It's it's really good. Mass Effect Trilogy vinyl 4 disc LP, which is, I mean, four record LP. I said disc. I'm so used to saying disc, but yeah, like there's so much stuff on this site, and it's pretty fucking cool. And some of them are really good prices. Like the original Dark Souls soundtrack is like $40 for a 2 record LP, and it's like that's pretty nice.
Oh, there's an ActRaiser.
Yeah, I like there's Guacamele's on here.
Oh, Ace Attorney.
Yep, there's sick stuff here. It's awesome.
Oh, that reminds me. It must have come out, and I forgot about it. So, um, just random side note because you just reminded me. Apparently, they did because I mentioned a couple months ago that I bought the Phoenix Wright like collections when they came out, but I think Capcom originally re-released them a couple of years ago.
Uh huh.
But just this year, they just randomly, I think it was at TGS, they randomly were like, "Hey, we're going to do a software update and we're adding new content, like not
That's pretty cool.
game content, but like they're like, hey, we're putting in like the soundtracks and things like that, like features that were just like bonus features that were just missing from the collection." And I was like, "Oh, that's awesome, actually." Like no big reason to do that, but that's just a nice upgrade.
Hmm.
So, um,
Halo Combat Evolved, $39.99. It's awesome. There's some good shit on here.
yeah,
So
yes,
yeah.
there is. So, and it looks like even
Oh,
too is.
Neon White. That has some of the best music fucking ever.
Mhm.
Highly recommend that soundtrack. Anyway, what were you gonna say?
um
It looks like there's
Oh, I was gonna
some.
say some of these ones too. They're not even just necessarily always like the original soundtrack. Some of them are like remixes and things
Yeah,
too.
they have some remixes and like covers and shit like that, like cover bands and stuff. But a lot of it's original soundtracks, so that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
And there's like some pretty obscure games that have soundtracks here, like Lisa the Pain and Joy. That
Hmm.
game, super fucked up RPG Maker game, and like it's not very obscure, but it's not the kind of game that you would like think of when you think of a vinyl soundtrack being made for it.
Oh yeah,
And then here's Poke and Chill, which is apparently just like a bunch of remixes of Pokemon music. Like,
makes sense.
and they're all pretty decent prices. Like, the only thing that's expensive is if it's like, like a 4 record or like, 5 record or some shit like that. And even some of those aren't bad. Like $90 for a 5 record LP of Shimigami
Hmm.
Tensei 5. That's crazy good price still. So I don't know. It's awesome.
Yeah, here's a Super Metroid remix one.
Nice, nice. There's so many
Mhm.
Persona 3s, and I so want them.
Yeah, so that's a Mario and Rabbids
Hmm. The
got
fucking
that.
Tekken 8 soundtrack. I don't know, like I just saw a lot of these things, and I love the art of them. And
World of Horror.
oh shit, that's nice.
Hmm.
I didn't expect to see that.
No, neither would I.
But yeah, there's just a lot that are getting releases, or that already had releases. And some of the companies are doing it themselves now, even as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I know DJ wants to get more into finals. He's talked about that before, but we haven't really done we don't even have a player for it yet.
I've done some research on the players and the prices and shit because my buddy sent me it, and it's like it sent me back like $400 just to get set up. So it's like, okay, that's a wait. That's a wait.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna wait on that right now, and that's
Yeah.
like on the low end. Because I'm just gonna tell you this right now: don't let DJ, no matter how much if he does say this, don't let him grab one of the suitcase players. Do not. They look cool, but they will scratch the fuck out of your vinyls.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're not weighted correctly. I've been doing a lot of research because I was curious, because my mom actually has one of the suitcase players, but they're not weighted correctly. So the one side of your vinyl is always going to be hanging off on its own without anything to, keep it steady, and that can cause a lot of scratching and damage to the vinyl itself. So, the next best thing is like $150, $200, and it's from Audio Technica. But then you have to get some speakers for it, which are another $100. So,
Okay. Yeah, I know there was one, I can't remember who had it, that we really liked. Like one of our friends had one, and I was like, oh, let me grab a picture of that and we can look into it, but we never did.
The thing is, vinyls themselves just look cool. Also,
yeah, exactly.
as a centerpiece, or like up on your walls, or just something to collect. And
the conversation piece.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or maybe just like collecting things, and it's like I kind of just like the idea of vinyls existing for some of these things. So
exactly. Yeah, actually, I bought my sister one for Christmas last year.
$20. I don't even have a player for it, but that art looks cool as fuck.
Yeah, actually, I do have one vinyl. Oh, she's great. I can't even think what the band is called now. I got it from like their Kickstarter, but it was a band I really liked. They do. Oh, gee, I'm not even thinking of the TV show now.
What kind of music is it?
Like alternative with chiptune.
Okay.
Um,
The only thing I can think of is Anamanaguchi, but I don't think it's Anamanaguchi.
No, it's not. I know which TV show. Okay, here it is. Let me listen to this theme song and I'll be able to tell you.
Okay.
Oh, I Fight Dragons. There we are.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now.
Yes. Yeah, because I was really into the music. I don't know. I haven't listened to any of their subsequent music since then, though. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed theirs. And they did a Kickstarter. Like one of the things was like a glow in the dark vinyl. So I have a glow in the dark vinyl somewhere in this house that's never been opened.
I really want to get all the Gorillaz albums on vinyl because I love the Gorillaz. It's one of my favorite bands ever. So, and their albums are awesome. Like their artwork and stuff is awesome. That's probably like one of the first things I would do, especially since they have a new album coming out next year. I might just get that on vinyl.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. You got to start your collection somewhere.
Yeah, well, so here's the thing. I might be having my collection started for me, because the same person I was talking to about the vinyl player and everything, and the things I was interested in getting on vinyl, about 30 minutes before we started the podcast, just sent me a string of numbers, and I asked him, what is that? And he said, it's a tracking number. Merry Christmas. And I don't know. I don't know what it is, but maybe he made my decision for me. I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, be cool. We'll find out soon enough.
So,
all right. What else?
I got 2 games coming out in the next few days. There's other than what do you call it? Metroid Prime 4. I have both Skate Story that's coming out, which is Devolver Digital skating through hell, similar to something like Sayonara Wild Hearts, which that would also be a good album to have on vinyl. That album is awesome. But yeah, the music from Skate Story is cool as fuck, and at least from the demo and from the stuff we've heard so far. And the game just looks awesome. It looks like it's straight up my alley, and I've been waiting for this game since 2020 when my friend saw it in PAX East and sent me the video of it and showed me the whole thing. It was like, this looks cool. This looks like something you would like. And I was like, yep, you're 100% correct. I want that. And then COVID happened, and we never saw the game again. But it's finally releasing on December 8th. So that's coming up soon. Super excited for that. It's $20 on the Switch 2, so I'm expecting the same on PC. I'm gonna buy it right away once it comes out. So there's that.
Yeah, it seems reasonable.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how long it's going to be, but $20, whatever. I don't really care. I'm just excited to experience it at that price. And then Unbeatable, which I did complain about before, but a lot more stuff was explained about the game and the problems it was going through. It wasn't just the console. There were other problems that it had before when it got delayed last month. But that comes out on the 9th. So there's that. Demon School just came out a few days ago, which is a indie version of Persona, essentially. So that looks really cool. And these are some of the games I'm waiting to go on sale or come out. I might just pick up Demon School once the winter sale goes live, because that one looks awesome. I've also been looking at the Castlevania collections, but not the original ones, because if you remember, they had other Castlevania collections that came out, namely the Game Boy Advance and the DS versions of Castlevania that had collections. And if that's on like a big sale, that could be cool,
Yeah.
Something that came out today, which I don't even know if you know about this, because it seems like no one's talking about it. The original Red Dead Redemption released on Switch 2 today, out of fucking nowhere.
I heard there was a rumor it was coming, but I did not know it actually was coming.
Yeah, it released today. So there's a Switch 2 version that came out today, and like no one is talking about it, but apparently it's very, very good and the best way to play Red Dead Redemption if you can. So that's neat. So
yeah, that is pretty neat. Actually, other things that came out today too, not as exciting, but Mewtwo now available for Pokemon ZA. They released that
DLC?
new mystery gift and quest, so that is there as well. Yeah.
Okay.
And the DLC for that comes out next week.
Next week, huh? Okay.
Yeah. Surprisingly busier December than usual.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of things got pushed into December because people thought that GTA was releasing in November.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then it got delayed, so it's like, whatever. Okay, cool.
Exactly.
But yeah, I still don't care one way or the other. We'll see how it ends up. I'm waiting, but I'm waiting to see more before I actually give a shit about GTA 6. So
yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. It's too far out. It's too easy or too early.
It's too early. It was too early 4 years ago. It's too early now. Let me hop over to some other things to talk about, if you don't mind.
Okay.
So the player's voice was put up for the Game Awards today, where it's fully voted for by the players on what game is picked, and I'm going to link it to you so you can see some of the choices. And don't worry, it's not broken this time.
Good.
So I'll go over a few of the choices here. They have Arc Raiders, Battlefield 6, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, Delta Force, Dispatch, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Doom Dark Ages, Elden Ring Night Rain, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Genshin Impact, Ghost of Yotei, Hades 2, Helldivers 2, Hollow Knight, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Mario Kart World, Marvel Rivals, Mega Bonk, which is back on the agenda, Ninja Gaiden 4, No Man's Sky, Peak, Repo, Silent Hill F, Sonic Racing Cross World, Split Fiction, Warframe, and Withering Waves. Those are all the games that can be voted for in the player's voice. And I put my 10 votes in. Everyone gets to cast 10 votes, and the 10 that get the most move on to the next round, and then the final round comes in where the number one will be crowned. So I voted for Arc Raiders, Expedition 33, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Night Rain, Hades 2, Megabonk, Peak, Repo, Silent Hill F, and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. I don't know what you are thinking about with this list, but yeah, those were my picks. What are you thinking?
Let's see. I can vote on it now as we talk.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll vote for Claire Obscure, of Donkey Kong. I also have to say, because it's like I understand generally why they're here, but why the fuck is Final Fantasy 14 Fortnite No Man's Sky in here? Like, I know they're like up for, most extended game, but that's kind
So
of
the way I understand it with this, it
mm-hmm.
has to do with new content being added to the some kind of new expansion, some kind of new thing. So any live service game is up for player voice because of that. So you've got Fortnite, you got No Man's Sky here for that reason. Marvel Rivals is here for that reason. Helldivers 2 is here for that reason. Genshin Impact, obviously, they have new updates like every 3 weeks. Fortnite has it every fucking day, basically. There's all
Mm-hmm.
that stuff. It's just to appease those free-to-play players, basically. It's the same with Warframe and Withering Waves. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Most of the time, those actually do make it into the second round. At least some of those do. But they don't really go very far. It's just there, I guess, to fill out a space.
Fill it out.
Yeah, basically. And
Also, I gotta
also,
realize.
oh, go on.
No, I'm gonna change subject. So if you have something else to say on this,
I was gonna say also, I think it does have to do with if they're already up for other categories, like you mentioned, it can be in this spot.
yeah, I assume this is just stuff that's up for the categories and it's whittled down. But it's
Mm-hmm.
like, but we're talking like game of the year. I do feel like it's like, oh, why are these things here?
Well, this is
Um,
player's voice, not it's your favorite game of the year. So yeah, I guess favorite game someone played in year 2025. Woo!
yeah, but if
I
that's
mean,
that case,
but
then like
anything.
let
So
me put
let's
anything in. Let me write in
yeah.
anything. Why couldn't I put Metroid Prime 2 on there? Like the fuck.
Well, it's
Um,
not going to be there, and you know you wouldn't put it there. But
No, I know, but I'm still saying like it's just so random. But I
Mhm.
also realize there's something really. I mean, I'm sure this. I would consider this maybe slightly disingenuous. But in terms of like things that we were voting for and things like that
Yeah.
too, like so the Game Awards because they do the cutoff for like what is it somewhere in like December I think like when the show is like if it comes out.
Yes.
No, it's wait no
It's
the
cut
cutoff
off
has to be
once the
before the
end.
show.
It's before the show. Yes.
Yeah.
Or like
So, but anyways,
around the time of the show of being announced. I think. I don't exactly know how it works.
yeah, I
But
think
anyway,
probably
go
when
on.
the nominations are around,
Mhm.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
That's got to be probably the last day. But anyways, so there's that. But like for example, like last year we were like, oh, Metroid Prime 4. Metroid Prime 4 was not in the most anticipated game this year, and it
Nope.
technically should have been eligible. And but they probably were like, well, that would be fucked up if we put his most anticipated game because the nominations come out before the thing, but the game comes out before the show.
Yeah.
It seems like it's a pretty big like not misstep, but kind of like a omission. Maybe that's the best word.
My guess is
Um,
for anticipated game, it has to be far out because most of these games that are most anticipated, they're not releasing for at least months, not a few weeks. That's my
there's no.
thoughts.
Well, it's probably the criteria that they use to do it, but
Hmm.
there's nowhere on there that says that. And
Yeah, I know.
mhm. um,
That's just my guess.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't really
No,
tell
I
you the
think you're
criteria
probably
for a
right. Like I
lot of
said, I think it'd be
these.
really funny to have Metroid Prime like win a most anticipated game because
Yeah,
it met the nomination criteria, but it comes out before the show does.
yeah,
But really, if they're gonna, I think my point is, if they're gonna use that, like, oh well, Indiana Jones came out in December, so it's not eligible for
yep.
any awards. Uh, but at the same time, just kind of be like, have this weird split there, like that,
Hmm.
like. They either need to do something different from where their cutoff is,
Yeah.
or yeah,
I know. I agree.
I'm
I agree.
yeah. I mean,
I do
granted,
think
though.
there's. Yeah. No. Go on. What were you gonna say? Granted, there. What?
Oh no, I was just saying. I mean, really, this is it's a marketing play. It's just trying to get people to
It
buy
is,
games, and
and
that's
I
why it
think
comes
that's
out in
the other
December.
thing. I think that's the
Hmm.
other thing about these free to play games. It's a marketing ploy where people try to get other people to convince them to go vote for these free to play games because these free to play games literally have these marketing things during awards month, where they're like, hey, if you go vote for us and we end up in the final round, then we'll give 10 free pulls to so and so game. And it's actually like really scummy the way it's done, but it happens all the time. So I guarantee you, if you look at like Withering Waves right now, or Genshin Impact or something like that, they're giving you pulls if they make it to a certain amount on the player's voice. I guarantee you that's going to happen. And then that tips the scale, and then that's why these free-to-play games get continue to be up here because of that bullshit. So, yeah. I will say, though, seeing Fortnite is on here, I will share with you something that I did experience, the game-wise, that I forgot about, that was this week. Fortnite had a big event where you actually had to go at a certain time into the game and go into a game mode and wait for a movie, essentially, like a little mini movie. But not only that, it was directed by Quentin Tarantino, and it's a scene that was cut that was supposed to take place between the original Kill Bill and Kill Bill Volume 2 that was remade in Fortnite and still directed by Tarantino, and still had his script that used his characters and new characters that he also had created but never shot the video for.
Okay.
And that was pretty crazy because of multiple reasons. One, it was the first time Fortnite swore in game. We had some motherfuckers and bitches and assholes and pissing me off thrown in there, and bastard and goddamn, which is kind of crazy that was just in Fortnite all out of nowhere. But also, it's, you know what you're getting when you're watching something that was actually directed by Tarantino, even if it is remade in Fortnite, which was kind of crazy. So, have you ever seen Kill Bill?
Pieces. I don't think I've ever actually watched the whole thing.
Okay, so essentially in Kill Bill, one character gets killed at a certain point in time. And I'm not going to tell you who it is. But their twin sister is who this story is about. And this story is not in Kill Bill Volume 1 or Volume 2, but it was supposed to be in Volume 1 as like a lost chapter, essentially, where this person that was supposed to be at a certain place at a certain time was out sick that day. And because of that, she didn't meet the same fate as the other person. And this person is now looking for revenge for the other person that got killed. And that was shot entirely in like a kind of like stop motion, sort of like Miles Morales, Spider-Verse-y kind of way, using Fortnite in Fortnite, but directed entirely by Quentin Tarantino using his original script and with his blessings. And
interesting.
And then shown in Fortnite. And
That's
it was really cool. It was actually really cool because I quite like Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. I quite like a lot of Tarantino movies, and I thought this was pretty awesome. And a really neat way to kind of create something when they didn't have the means to do so, and kind of like do something for the fans of that, but also for the fans of Fortnite, but also kind of evolve the game a bit, because it did become a bit more mature by having a moment like this in the game. And it kind of felt like hey, the fans are growing up. Hey, we're a T-rated game now. When you watch a PG-13 movie, you get a couple fucks now. You're allowed to say that. So it kind of felt like something like that going on with this game by them doing this little event where you had to like wait and then come watch the little short film. And then it also coincided with the new season that started this week, which is like a Fortnite After Dark season or something, like season 7, and it has a lot of different properties from movies and TV shows. So they had already started introducing this by last week, adding in Stranger Things, but this week they added Kill Bill, which is part of the new season, as well as Marty McFly. So kind of crazy the way they're going about it. And they also had some like like licensed tracks as well. It's kind of got like a Hollywood vibe to it this season, like a Hollywood After Dark like deal going on, where it feels very like movie-ish for the theme of the season, and it's been pretty cool so far. So it all came together with that little short film that Tarantino directed that was in Fortnite itself. So it was neat.
Very nice. Yeah.
So that is the one thing I did play this week that I wanted to talk about. And that is like, does kind of coincide with, hey, Fortnite is on this player's voice list. And I do think that when it comes to any of these other games, Fortnite does at least evolve over time in a way that it's like, hey, you can like one season and it's completely different from the game you played last year. So
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like some of these cases, when it comes to like games as a service games, it's totally fine for them to be on here, but others not so much.
Yeah, reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else?
No, I think that might be all I've got for that.
Okay.
There was the statue that was found. You saw that, right?
What statue?
The one that Jeff Keighley gave the coordinates for, and then people found it out in the desert, and it's the one that I told you. It's like, is this Eternal Darkness? It's like a joke.
But everyone's like, it's not us, not us, not us. It's gonna be something dumb. But we'll see.
So far we've heard it's not Soros, it's not
God of War.
God of War, it's not Elder Scrolls, and
not
it's
Diablo.
not Diablo DLC.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all we know so far. The few things I've seen people toss around are like, all right, well, maybe it's Doom DLC for like the new game that just came out,
Yeah.
Or maybe oh god, what was the other one I saw? Oh, Dante's Inferno 2 was one someone threw around, and I was like, okay, that'd be kind of cool. Not gonna lie, I would kind of dig that.
If it wasn't EA, it's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine current EA doing something like that.
Me neither.
No. Okay, we'll find out soon enough.
Yep, and that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. All right, you ready to wrap up then?
Yep.
Okay. Wow. Thank you everyone for listening to us tonight. Don't forget you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google, to get your podcasts. If you want to reach out to us, gamecrunchcast@gmail.com. And you can check out all of our old episodes at game-crunch.com. Brandon, any final thoughts?
No, I got nothing. I'm good.
All right. That's it. My name is Mike Anastasia. Find me online on Clash of Penguin there or on your favorite gaming console. Until next week, game on.
Game on.
I'm all alone. Pixels shimmer, the cosmos calls. Echoes bounce through ancient halls. I'm armed, I'm ready, suit aglow. Game on, where the hunters go. Game on, the galaxy's mine. I'm chasing the truth in the vast divide. With the charge beams humming a grapple line. Game on. Tried hard. A space so cold yet burning bright. With foes in the dark, I bring the light. More ball twists, I roll, I weave. The riddles of time I'll soon unweave. Chose a whisper, secrets to find. Game on, leave no stone behind. Game on, the galaxy's mine. I'm chasing the truth in the vast divide. With the charge beams humming to grapple line. Game on, let's try it. clash of circuits, a neon tide. The past and the future now collide. Metroid stirring the quiet deep, but the hunter's vow she'll never sleep. Game on, the galaxy's mine. I'm chasing the truth in the past divine. With the charge beams, torment a grapple line. Game on, Metroid Prime.
Yeah, so there we are.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta eat, so I'm not gonna hang around too terribly long. But I just saw a really funny rumor.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently,
Mm-hmm.
it is rumored that Pokopia, or whatever that is game that's called.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that's like Animal Crossing.
Mhm.
Apparently, supposedly set a post-apocalyptic Kanto region.
That is crazy if it's true.
Yeah, let me see. Let's see if I can pull it up again. Where'd it go? Yeah, so it says like the base area games, fuchsia area, dried up and unfertilized field land, vermilion area, constant raining, electrical harbor, pewter area, abandoned mine covered by rocks, saffron area, a bunch of buildings covered with plants, viridian area, never ending burning forest of ash, and
What the hell?
yeah. And then there's some DLC or post-launch areas that said Cerulean area, flooded city that has hidden treasures, Cinnabar area, forever sealed dead volcano island, Lavender area, rotten tower that reaches heaven, Celadon area, giant crater that reaches unsealable depth. There we are.
Depth. Okay.
Yeah, and then there's two special areas that just don't have description, a palette area and an indigo area. I was like, that's not what I was expecting at all.
Yeah, me neither. That's weird.
Yeah. So, I mean, Pokemon's always kind of dabbled with dark stuff on the side.
Yeah, I guess so.
So not totally out of the left field, but yeah. All right, I'm gonna go eat.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Anything
else?
I'm out. Nope,
Right.
that's it for me. I'm out. Peace out,
All right,
man.
man. Have a good night.
You too.